The rain hadn't stopped for days in Seoul, but the storm outside was nothing compared to the one burning inside the grand mansion. You stood in front of the thick mahogany door of Taehyung private study, the place he disappeared to after every deal, every threat, and every mission. You were his wife, yes, but only on paper. The marriage was arranged by your family, a powerful business empire needed to protection, and this infamous Mafia needed legitimacy. You were the symbol of the traced upon placed at the center of the dangerous game, but you love him, and that was your biggest mistake. I told you to stay away from me. His voice was ice, not even turning around to face you. He sat on the leather chair, glass of bonbon in hand, eyes fixed on the shadow beyond the glass window. I am your wife. You whispered voice dimly. Why are you acting like this? I don't exist. He laughed, a bitter broken sound. Because you shouldn't exist in my world. I don't want to be the reason your blood stained this floor. You stepped closer, aching to touch him. Break through the wall he built between you both since the day of the wedding. I never asked you to protect me. I asked you to let me in. He stood, slamming the glass against the table, shattering into the jack-shad. His eyes, on soft brown, were now sharp. You think this is about protection. He is storming toward you. When I bathed in the fifth of this world, every second you breathe near me, you risk dying. Tear welling into your eyes, but you didn't back away. Then let me die beside you. I'd rather than be with you in the danger than in the safe world without you. He froze. For a heartbeat, you saw it, a freaking in his gaze, the pain, the longing. He burned deep. But he turned away again. You are dismissed, Mrs. Kim. And just like that, you realize he wasn't pushing you away because he didn't care. He was pushing you away because he did. You tried to respect his wishes. You stopped bringing him tea late at night. Stopped waiting for the dining hall for him to join you for dinner. Stop trying to reach out, even though it shattered you more each day. But your silence didn't make the world any safer because the danger never needed an invitation. That night the mansion was usually quiet. The guard had rotated. Taehyung was out of on mansion. You were in the garden, tried to calm the ache in your chest when you heard it, the click of a gun behind you. Pretty little wife of Mafia King, a voice changed. Shouldn't we know you had be alone? You turned slowly, facing a man with a scar running across his cheek. Pointed straight at your heart of a Taehyung rival, a name you heard whispered in dread. You scream never left your throat because before the man could pull the trigger, ran out, bang, it didn't come from him, it came from behind you. And the scared man dropped on the ground. Breathing him, you turned to time to see Taehyung ignoring his face stone cold, but his eyes wild with something raw, something terrifying. He rushed to your hand trembling as they gripped your shoulder. Are you hurt? He asked, voice rose. You shook your head, tear steaming. Why did you know? I shouldn't have left you alone, he muttered, pulling you into his chest. I had them watch you from the distance just in case you froze. I have been watching me this whole time. I said stay away from me, he whispered into her hair. But I never said stop protecting you. You burning your face into his chest. Why do you keep fighting this? Why does loving me scare you more than His silence was louder than anything. Then finally he said, because the last person I loved died in my arms and I vowed to never feel the pain again. You looked up, tear in your lashes. Then don't let me die without knowing how it feels truly yours. For the first time, he didn't push you away. He just pulled you closer and held on like you were the last pure thing he had left. The mansion was on lockdown after the attack, but the real war was happening inside. Ever since he held you that night, something changed. He had stopped avoiding you. He didn't say much, but his eyes lingering longer, his steps so near your door, and you were sure something. He looked at you like you were his last bit of peace, but peace was poison for a man like him, and tonight it interrupted. You found him in the training room, punching a bag until his knuckle bleed. His white shirt clutched to his chest, sweat soaking through the flurry ripple from in the waves. Stop, you said. He didn't even glare at you, Dee. I want you, replied, stepping forward, his fistly. You saw it then, trembling hand, the pain he was trying to destroy every blow. You are hurting yourself, you whispered. I have to, he hissed. It's the only thing that reminds me I can still feel you. Move closer, then feel this. Your hand touched his cheek, gently brushing his sweat-soaked hair back. His flare shirt for a second, just a second before he jerked back as if born. Don't, he snapped. Don't look at me like I am someone who worth loving. You are. No, he shouted, slamming his hands against the wall, a cracking slipping through the plaster. You think this is love? You don't know me, man. You don't know what I have done. I face every night in my sleep. I don't care, you said, tear in your eyes. I don't care what have you done. I see you, the man who may sure protect. The man who still hurt from the past punches. Loved away, he afraid to lose it again. You stood there, breathing ragged, eyes glassy. I can't lose you, he whispered brokenly, and love me will. Then let it. You breathe. If it means beginning your, I will take the risk. Something inside him shattered. In the desperate step, he closed the space between you, grabbed your face, pulling you into the brushing shoulders. His lips were off, urgent, dreaming like he was trying to move shape of you, the feel of you in the case, just stole it away. It was gentle, it wasn't safe, it was over everything he denied himself, and he finally pulled back. His voice cracked. Don't make me love you. But you already do. You whispered and he said nothing because you were right. The world outside was fire. Enemies, his lunch is full of chemistry, gunfire crack in the distance, man screaming, bloodshed. Gate mansion, but none of compared to this. The terror grip is moment he couldn't find you. He burst into a room, empty the glass, and then he ran, calling your name like a man process, and then he saw you. Pinning is the marrow wall, the mass runner, press a tremble. You were like point trembling. You didn't scream, you didn't cry, you looked at like he was the only hope. That's when he broke. Let her go. His voice was dimly low as shimmery. A lion throat. The man only laughed. You let your heart walk around the half full of you. The man cluttered into the ground, shot, strained between you, stood froze, rushed to your hand, shaking up your fist. Are you okay? Are you hurt? You collapsed into him, sobbing into his chest. I was scared, you choked. He didn't say a word. He held you like the world fall apart and he protected you, breathing his own